Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be another video of the series Worth It or Worthless, where I'm going to talk about a foundation that is a cult classic. I think everyone loves it. They can't stop talking about the Estee Lauder Double Wear, so I decided that I wanted to try it for myself with kind of a combination skin. I have a lot of dryness in this area and a little bit more oily in the T-zone. I want to try it for myself and see how it works. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything that I experienced with this foundation, every single detail that I think is relevant, so by the end of the video you can decide if this is something that you need in your collection or not. Now this foundation retails for $42 and you can find it in 38 different colors. They're neutral, cool tone, and warm undertone. The shade that I'm using in this video and that you're going to see not only on my skin right now but also in the demo is in the color 3W1 Tawny. It comes in a glass bottle. It doesn't have a pump, which is something that I don't understand, because it's very kind of a liquidy consistency, so it's very easy to pour too much product to the back of your hand or to wherever you're going to apply this foundation. You can purchase a pump. Somebody mentioned in a video that you can get a pump Sephora. Just think that if you're going to order this foundation, it would be pretty nice to have a pump so you don't overuse the product or you over apply the product just because you don't want to waste it. It's very buildable, so if you are the kind of person that wants a full coverage effect but you don't have that much to cover, you can do one layer with a kabuki brush and you'll be set. If you have melasma, or if you have acne scars, or if you have a lot of darkness that you need to cover, you can do 2 or 3 layers. Just make sure that you let it sit for a little bit before you go in with a new layer, because otherwise you'll just be moving the foundation all over the place. Now my favorite way to apply it is with a kabuki brush. This is an angle brush by Luxie, and I feel like that's the best way to apply it for me anyways, because when I use this foundation I usually don't use any kind of concealer. I feel like it does have that great coverage that it makes my skin look even, so I don't need to go for a different product to cover my dark circles. If you have very dry under eye area, maybe you want to check out a concealer that it's going to be more moisturizing for you, but that doesn't mean that you can't use it. I mean, you can totally try it. I have a dry under eye area and I can use this as a concealer, and I love to use it with my Luxie angle brush just because it can go into the small areas of my eyes and cover pretty much anything. Now it will dry matte, so it won't have that very natural finish. Some people say that if you have some kind of texture on your skin, this foundation is going to emphasize it, and that's something that I want to touch on. I have texture on my skin if I don't exfoliate every single day. I have a Luna brush and that's how I exfoliate every single day, and then I do more deeper exfoliations maybe once or twice a week. But regardless, if I use this foundation, I can look myself in the mirror and see the texture. I can see the pores in this area that I don't like how big they are. I can see the texture on the areas where I had a breakout or I had, some kind of issues, especially in my chin area. They are visible when I'm not wearing makeup, and when I am wearing this makeup or when I'm wearing this foundation, I can still see them if I don't use a primer. So something that you should keep in mind is if you want to blur your pores, this foundation is not going to do it for you, so you're going to need something to put before you apply the foundation. Benefit Professional or whatever primer you know that it will help you with the pores and blur the pores, that is the kind of primer that I would recommend. For example, I like the primers, the new Burberry primer, but that one, it's a luminous primer. It feels more like a cream and it's not going to blur my pores. So if I combine it with this foundation, I don't like the finish that it gives me. When I use it with a professional or with a pore filling primer, I like the finish a little bit more. Now, of course, if you have texture on your skin, it's always going to be on your skin. So if you wear makeup or you don't wear makeup, it's going to be there. So this is not going to fix it. This is not going to blur it. So you'll have to use another step before applying the foundation to help with the texture issues that you may have. Now the foundation, what it promises to do is stay on your skin 24 hours, which is something that I haven't tried, but I use it throughout the day and it actually doesn't move. And it's also promising that it's going to give you full coverage. So if you're looking for the natural look, kind of I don't have foundation, my skin is naturally this pretty, this is not going to be the foundation for you, because this actually covers everything. If you have to use more than 2 layers or 3 layers, but it's going to make imperfections disappear. So it's not going to look like you don't have foundation. You will be able to see the foundation on your skin. So keep those things in mind. When you're looking for a full coverage foundation from Estee Lauder or whatever brand, you will be able to tell that you're using foundation. Those are just the facts of life. When you're using a natural finish foundation, more than likely it's going to let some of your imperfections, they're gonna make it blur them a little bit, but they're not going to disappear completely. So that's why you'll have more of a natural look. But this is a full coverage foundation that is going to cover everything to get an even canvas for your makeup. Now, talking about that, it has a matte finish, as I mentioned before, and it does control the oils, especially in my T-zone where I get the most oils. I mean, I still get them, but they're not that much. Another thing that I was worried about this foundation is that I thought that I wasn't going to be able to get more of a dewy look, and today I'm using a very affordable ColourPop highlighter that, you know, I just apply it in the areas where I want that dewiness on my skin, and it's perfect because I do have that long-lasting foundation underneath that it's going to cover pretty much everything on my face. And then on top of that, I can play a little bit more with the highlight areas or the areas where I want to look a little bit more dewy. So yes, you can apply highlighter and make it look natural even on top of a full coverage foundation. Overall, I think this is a great foundation. If you have dry skin, I'd say you'll have to exfoliate your skin with a brush, either the Olay brush, the Luna, however you can help your skin to remove the dead cells. And keep in mind that it's matte, so it's not going to be a dewy foundation, or it's not going to look very moisturized or plump your skin. So you may want to try something not only for the texture, but also on how you know, your moisturizer or whatever you use underneath to help your skin get a little bit more plump, which is a problem that you may have if you have dry skin. If you have oily skin, this is heaven, because it's going to absolutely help you control the oils. It's not going to be perfect, it's not going to keep you oil free all day long, but it's something that is going to help control your oils. It's also something that is going to help covering pretty much anything. So if you have a lot of acne, you know, it's just one of those things that you may want to check out. You can also go and ask for a sample, and that's how I fell in love with this foundation, just because of a sample that I got from Sephora. And I think that's the best way to find your perfect, you know, color. And also try it for a couple of days. If you're not sure that you want this much coverage, if you're not sure that you're going to like the matte finish, just try it for yourself. Try it on your skin with your needs and see if it's something that can help you in your makeup routine. For me, it's something that it works. I like. I think it's worth the hype. I think people, you know, hype this foundation up for a reason, and now I get it. I mean, it's just the most full coverage foundation that I have in my entire collection. I have a lot of foundations. This is the most full coverage one. Anyways, you let me know in the comments down below if you try this foundation, what your experience is with it, if it's good or if it's bad. Please share your skin type so we can all know how it works for you depending on your skin type. If you're new, please remember to subscribe so you won't miss any future videos Monday through Fridays, and I'll see you on my next one.